Hi everyone, I'm Kay from Nintendo Treehouse, and I've got my colleagues Chico and Kendra here with me.
Chico!
Before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge that we are doing this remotely. So there might be some technical limitations, but we're asking for your patience and your understanding as
I
we
like her
work
setup
as hard as we can to
up
bring you
there.
an
It's
amazing stream.
nice.
So today we're going to take a look at Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which takes place 100 years before Breath of the Wild
That
and
over
tells
there
the
looks
story of the
comfy.
Great Calamity and the events
Her
leading up
office.
to it, which really can only be told through the 1 versus 1,000 action of a Warriors game. We'll start off with a first look at Urbosa. I'm so excited. Chico, are you ready?
Yes, I am. So
let's get started.
I'm fine. I know. I'm playing as Urbosa right now, as you can see, and I'm actually inside the little town right now. And then it is a Hyrule Warriors game, so you will be using X and Y button to do weak and strong attack, and then also A. Oh wait, Iga Wave Master is coming. Right now, the little town is under attack by Iga clan. But I don't want to talk about why they're here. But the objective is I have to actually defeat all 3 Iga Blade Masters.
Iga Blade
So
Master.
to do that, in addition to the usual Hyrule Warriors action, I have to
Oh no,
move
pump up that music.
to
It sounds so good.
and I can use, I just use the stasis now, as you can tell. But each character can use all 4 different runes in different occasions. So I need to focus on attacking him right now. So I'm gonna let Kay and Kendra talk about what's unique
Whoa,
about
they got a
Urbosa.
slowdown?
Great, thank you so much, Chico.
Slow-mo attack.
Yeah, Urbosa's gameplay is really fun and exciting, and as you can see, it's focused on her ability to use an attack with lightning. She has a unique ability to charge up lightning, which is represented by the gauge at the top of the screen. And yep, she's charging it right there. And once it's charged up, she can actually use the lightning in addition to her strong attacks to kind of strengthen those attacks and do some really character-specific stuff with it.
239 KOs.
She also uses lightning in her weak point counters and in her special attacks. And
weak point smash.
If Chico can get the timing right, after some of these big attacks where there's still some electricity lingering in the air, she can
I like it.
charge
Very stylish.
up her electricity super quick, which takes a lot of skill and a lot of timing, but it's very satisfying when you can pull it off.
Seems the hitboxes are very forgiving.
Okay, so I'm
you don't have to be like right up
in
in the enemy's face to hit them.
And I just wanted to add too, aside from the gameplay that you're seeing, well, first of all, oh wait, no,
oh my gosh,
interrupting myself because there's a Korok.
There it is. It's so cute.
So clearly, Koroks are in the stages that you can find.
It's collectibles.
But this is the first time that people get to play as Urbosa, which is already super awesome. And this area probably looks pretty familiar to some Breath of the Wild fans.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see these places.
So great.
Pre-Calamity. But what I did want to say is fans can look forward to getting more backstory on these characters as well. You really get a good look at Urbosa's relationship to Zelda, and also more information about Urbosa's relationship to Zelda's late mother. So if you're like me and you love to get to know the characters and get to know them in ways that you didn't get to in Breath of the Wild, this game is your opportunity to do that.
That's right. It's really, there's a lot to unpack in here and a lot to see, and it's very thrilling for fans of Breath of the Wild to be able to take a look, a more in-depth look at this time in the story. All right, and now we're taking a look at Zelda's gameplay, which is also a first look. Very exciting.
You just swap on the fly?
As
looks
you can
like
see,
it, huh?
she uses the runes as her main attacks.
Okay.
In addition to being able
kinda
to
crazy.
use them just like everyone else. and she can create different combinations of runes to take out huge swarms of enemies.
Whoa, these guys just
Oh my
spawn
gosh.
in out of nowhere.
In a very unique way. It's it's so cool to
In
see
true Chico
Zelda
fashion.
being able to take out these guys.
Yeah, and for me, anytime Zelda gets to, you get to play as Zelda and annihilate enemies as Zelda, it's pretty much a win for me. Because Zelda in a Zelda game.
Yeah. Well, and
Oof.
she's really fun to play as in this one.
Multi-shots.
Nice work.
She's pretty agile.
Nice.
Great for doing AoE damage.
Zelda, because she is my favorite.
How about Link?
She's
And
great.
I know Zelda is great, but yeah. Okay, so I
Urbosa's
have
also
to
great.
chase
But
after.
Urbosa.
Huh. So these
Yes.
guys just pop up. Whoa.
I have to chase after the Iga people, so I'm gonna go after
That is a lot of enemies,
location.
as expected.
Told to go. There looks like there's a lot of people here.
So maybe everyone just has like a
And for
huge
people who are new
AoE
to the
attack.
Warriors series, as you can see, there are prompts on the screen that help guide you through the process of the gameplay.
Oh
and the
no, the
action.
FPS is dying.
But you also can turn those off if you want to.
So I'm at this location, and it looks like my objective is to defeat the enemies with loud attack. So I think I need to do. Oh, I can't use right now, but I will wait till my rune fills up first. But
Make some noise, Chico.
Is this online co-op? Does anyone
Do
know?
it.
I'll do that. Hold on.
Can you like drop in and drop out with other your friends and
This
play as
guy's
different
really getting in
characters,
your
or is
way.
this like single player only?
So as you can see, when you use the Sheikah runes, there is a little bit of a wait time for it to charge back up before you can use it again, which is very similar to how it worked in Breath of the Wild. Oh man, that was a gorgeous takeout right there.
Pretty
And
cool
the
animations.
So I
reason
guess I
for
did that.
using these
Ooh,
loud
there's cutscenes
attacks
too.
was to call forth a certain familiar monster, and there he is.
Oh, this is definitely single player.
Oh man.
You
Look
sure it's
how-
not a lady though?
I think he's beautiful.
Yeah, he's too scary, and he's coming after me, so I don't think I want to do this. Bye-bye.
No, let's go ahead and like
That's it.
let's escape
Done.
to the main menu while we can.
Okay.
So we're gonna go back to the world map and show some of the gameplay between battles, leveling up characters, strengthening weapons, and unlocking things. There it is, a very familiar map of Hyrule. Chico, do you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Oh.
Yeah, so if you ever play, like original Hyrule Warriors game or maybe different Warriors game, you might be familiar with how the menu look like. You will go from chapter 1 to 3 type thing. But this one, you actually go through different chapters and locations using the map of Hyrule from the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And when I first saw this, I was literally screaming because it was so gorgeous, and I just loved it. And because it's a Hyrule Warriors game, when you're playing the stages, you collect a lot of different type of materials. So using those materials, you can unlock different locations on the map, like the stables, other training grounds, and even like different dishes you can cook type thing. So one of the things I wanted to show is actually here, blacksmith. So it is a Hyrule Warriors game, so you will be collecting a lot of different weapons while you are in the stage. Not like Breath of the Wild, the weapons do not break during the stage, but you can use these weapons you collected to strengthen your primary use weapon.
Okay.
So right now I'm using this sword.
You got a
there's
bunch of
different
copies.
Type of weapons I can get and different way to use it. So I want to use my sledgehammer, iron sledgehammer, and fuse them with all the materials I got so far.
With the level
And I
1
think I
soup
will-
ladle that you will not neglect.
Nah, keep that.
Don't you dare.
Okay, so I mean,
Okay,
Oh no.
I was worried.
I shouldn't.
Isn't that like a pre-order item?
No, use it. Use
Okay,
it.
so
Oh, yes, it's
you
okay.
can use up to 5 different weapons, and you can strengthen. You of course have to use the rupees, so make sure you collect the rupees when you are in the stage 2. And now I have my sledgehammer leveled up to 5.
I
so
can see where
use that.
Genshin Impact gets its inspiration from.
Another thing is the materials you collected, you can make the dish. So let's see, this one is ready. So spurred fish dish. And you need the materials 5 fish. So I have that trap.
So you don't actually have to travel to the location. You just kind of
No,
interact with
I
the
looked at this,
overhead
so I can earn
map.
the recipe for chili fish skewer.
Right, and the
Another sound
recipes
effect.
can be used to give your characters a little bit of a buff before you go into battle.
Makes sense.
And there are a bunch of
Mhm.
different types that have different effects, so it's pretty fun to collect them and see what they do. Yep,
And
they
then,
also
by
have
defeating the... Oh, go ahead.
yeah, so by defeating monsters and getting those materials, you can also turn them into these other quests, which you can use to unlock bonus combos or extra health or other such things. But the thing I really like about these is that they have little stories that go along with them, little glimpses into the characters' lives between battles during this war. The one that we just did, for example, is about a young child in Hateno village who wants to build a monster dummy so that they can practice using a two-handed sword. And so Link actually brings the materials to make the dummy, creates this dummy, helps them build it,
Two-handed
and then they
weapons
train
only.
together. And that's how Link is able to come up with an extra move for his two-handed sword. And I love it because Link's from Hateno village. So it's a very cute glimpse into his life.
Yeah, the world building
So,
is really excellent in this game.
Yeah, we just strengthened this 200. I mean, sledgehammer is basically a 200 sword type. So
Got it.
I'm going into the training mission where I can actually use this sledgehammer to showcase how the 200 sword or 200 weapon will work in this game.
So there's
So
no
I changed my
durability,
weapon,
right?
And I guess I
You
can change my
also
tire.
change his- Yeah, you can
I'll be a bit
unlock
more.
different pieces of armor as you progress through the game, and you can equip or, I guess, unequip them as
Yeah.
and dress
works.
him up however you want.
They
Um,
look nice.
yeah,
What are you
this is-
talking about?
This is
Okay, and
Link's,
also,
training attire.
That makes sense, yeah.
and we also this is the chili fish skewer we just got from the recipe location, so I can use that.
Right, and every character will react differently to the dishes that you cook for them. And some characters even have favorite dishes, and they'll say something different when you give them their favorite dish. So it's a lot of fun to try out a bunch of different recipes and see which your characters prefer.
I wonder if you're spending a
Yeah,
lot of time in
and
the
if you watch the
menu.
TGS
not actually in
live
the
stream, you
game.
might have seen the cutscene where it's showing the tower actually raising from the ground. And that tower is actually going to be a base for Link whenever he goes to the next mission. So I think you just saw him kind of like warping from the tower to that new location where I'm going to be showcasing the 200 sword training mission.
I think
Right.
it would have been cool.
So
Without a
yeah,
shirt on.
it is the
That's
training
optional, but if it
mission.
was like kind of like
Hey, don't jump.
like in Monster World, they have those kind of hub
I mean,
worlds that
no
you just
judgment, sword is a
it's
lot
like a
of
town or
If anything, I
village.
feel bad for
You
Link.
can go to the cook, you can go buy armor, you can get blacksmith.
I guess
you
there's
just
less
quite a
maverick
interact
in
with
the
that
way
world.
Link's fighting.
But so
Yeah, so
seems
as
like in
you
this
can
game,
see,
everything's
this is
just
a training
based
level,
upon a
so
menu.
you're fighting against a lot of
Which is
Hyrulean
okay.
soldiers, and using the two-handed sword, which aesthetically does look a lot like how it was used in Breath of the Wild. In this game, it's slower but more powerful than the one-handed sword. But the fun thing about it is that he can
Whoa.
he can use the unique
my
action
gosh.
to strengthen his strong attacks. In exchange, he takes a little bit of temporary damage.
Defeat 400 enemies.
like
Oh, this is gonna
that.
take a while.
And in order to heal that temporary damage, you can press X to consume a meal in the middle of battle.
Jeez. Go easy on them.
And,
I love the animation
Chico-
for him eating.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, I
see
love the
Chico.
animation for him eating.
Let's
Yeah,
get near
if
some
she'll do it
enemies.
for us.
Sorry. I was focused
Oh,
on
no,
Get near some enemies. Oh, no, not quite. Okay, so, but one of those
I
eating
just
animations is highly aggressive, and if Chico doesn't near some enemies, then we will see what happens. And hopefully we'll get an opportunity to show you that.
That's
because
kind of
I love
ridiculous.
it.
Nom nom nom.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Aggressive food eating.
I love
with
it.
It looks
shockwave
pretty
blast,
impressive. I mean,
sending
the
soldiers
how many
flying.
enemies are on screen for the Nintendo
I love
Switch.
that they included
Even though the
that
FPS is
in
kind
this
of
game as part
dropping a
the
little bit,
Actual
it's
fighting style
not
for
bad.
the two-handed sword. I think it's a great homage to Breath of the Wild and people who played it like I did.
I wonder,
Which is to say, having a
depending if you're on
stockpile of
mobile
apples or something in
versus
my
TV,
inventory
how
so
much
I could
FPS will
chow
suffer.
down when I'm being blown back by a strong attack that did lots of damage.
You can aggressively eat your apples and send those soldiers
Aggressively eat your apples. It's the only way to eat apples in this game.
If you burn.
All right, how many
apple,
KOs do
you
we
can
have?
actually get grilled apples here.
Oh yeah.
So I have to kill
All right.
170 more.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're
Oh,
more
no,
than
no.
halfway.
I'd also like to point out that this location is very familiar. It appeared as ruins in Breath of the Wild, but now, before the Calamity, it's in its heyday.
Mm.
And it's very cool to see what it looked like before it got destroyed.
It's
Yeah,
so
maybe
cool.
maybe
You just
you can
freeze
show us,
everyone and just
some
like
light-
just
lightning
lay
rod
on the
action.
damage. And once it's done, they all
Oh,
Oh
fly.
yeah, we did get to see the ice rod
This
before.
one? Woohoo!
Yeah, that one.
Four soldiers. Wait,
You can do it. So, as you can see, she's timing her attacks for when that weak point gauge comes out. The big strategy against these stronger enemies is to cut down that weak point gauge and create an opening so you can do counter attack, which can be very powerful.
Alright,
Nice
a
one.
little bit more.
I need a big group of soldiers to defeat that scene.
I love the two-handed sword so much. I think it's my favorite. It's so satisfying, to just slam through all of these enemies, these thousands and thousands of enemies. And also to take a little break to have a snack here and then. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is my favorite one.
I'm hoping we can.
I know your favorite is
show some,
the
show some
Zoot
flurry
Suit
rush
Lego.
too. Oh, of course.
I'm trying!
Oh, can she make? Oh, she's definitely gonna make it. If not, they have to cut this segment.
Great, you're
Redo.
almost there.
You need to find another one of those captains.
Okay. No, he's not there. Yeah, done.
Nice. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's Daruk!
He's my favorite.
Hey, what happened?
Oh, he's
What happened?
Heavy moving character too. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, the frame rate just
He
died
moves
there.
surprisingly quickly for someone of his size, though, I have to say.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh,
Oh!
you can do it, Chico. I believe in you.
Keep your own size. I mean, he's like 3 times
Oh my
bigger than me.
goodness.
Oh my gosh. That looks like a little bit of rough play for training.
Oh,
They take their training very seriously.
Whoa.
Nice work.
Damn.
Nice
Yeah,
work.
wow.
Man, you made very quick
You
work
took
of
'em out really
Baruch. Good
fast.
job.
Yeah, you did.
All right, let's cut away from this for a second because we have one other thing we'd like to show you. Chico's got to set it up though. I love.
This is a pre-recorded. They can just go like.
He's so great.
Just fast forward.
He's such a
and it's really
fun character.
Yeah, and it's cool to see all the various characters, you know, that we know and love from Breath of the Wild, but seeing them in this different setting and seeing all of their special moves and how those differ. I do really like seeing that, and I'm excited for what we're about to show you as well, you the viewers.
Yeah, it's great. It's an amazing thing that they've done with this game to bring us into this era, you know, pre-Calamity, and show us all these characters and show us the intricacies of how they interact and how they perform in battle. It's stuff that I think personally, as a fan of Breath of the Wild, I wished for so hard, was the chance to be able to see these guys in their prime. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and not to bring the soup ladle up too much, but I do want to say I love that they included the soup ladle. You know, that they're bringing it back, and we see those same touches from Breath of the Wild in this game. And Chico mentioned that the weapons aren't breakable, so you really could, you know, equip that soup ladle if you wanted a serious challenge. You could fight with the soup ladle.
Serious.
You could use weapons to
choose your own
make the soup
adventure.
ladle stronger. Yeah. I love it. I love that when you use the soup ladle, you got the pot lid as a shield too. All right, so
Totally.
we're looking at Impa now.
Yeah. So what I want to show is in the distance, but I need to take care of these guys first because
Whoa.
this guy's just in my way.
Is there sound? There you go.
So obviously this is a new depiction of Impa that we're seeing here, but Chico is about to show us just what Impa is capable of in the gameplay.
I love her. I love Impa so much. I think she's
Chico must be playing this all day long.
She's so quick, and she has these different jutsu attacks that she uses, like the summoning of the frog. And the creation of stone.
Let's go.
You did. That was an impressive use of the electric rod, I have to say. And here we have a Hinox. I love it. So yeah, as I was saying, Impa's gameplay, being able to absorb those symbols to create the clones and then strengthen the strong attack when she has all of her clones out is it's really fun. Takes a lot of strategy and timing. Nice. And you can see her her Sheikah rune usage does differ from the other characters we've looked at today too.
I don't know if she has enough time.
Can do it.
Also got massive damage.
We discussed earlier the usage of runes in order to create openings to counter strong enemies. And it's even more important that you do that when fighting these big monsters too, because if you get the timing right on these, just like that.
Oh, that's perfect freeze right there.
Great dramatic openings for yourself. And it really is vital that you get these weak point smashes in because they do so much damage. And it can really make it easy to, or easier, I should say, to take these guys out.
To take out the
So do you get like weak?
Just having a nap,
you exploit their weak point when you stagger them, right?
I don't know about that.
It's not like focusing on a certain point. Like, okay, I'm gonna shoot his eye.
If I got woken up like that.
That's
It's like
fair.
hit him enough times to break their. It's like a stagger meter, and then you can do weak point, weak point, weak point.
Nice work,
Chico's
Chico.
making short work of this guy.
She really is.
I love that flying squirrel move. The maniacal laughter, yes.
You guys
Nice. All right, I think that's
All right, I
all the
think
time we
that's-
have left for today. Let's stop beating up on this poor Hinox and let him go back to his nap.
Yeah, leave him alone. Holy.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This was Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which releases Friday, November 20th. We hope you enjoyed it. We sure did. And have a great day. Bye-bye.
Nintendo's going all out with that one. Cool. That is Nintendo Treehouse October 2020. Thanks for watching.